right, good morning. Welcome. It's another interesting time on radio. Corporate Governance Platform brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. I am Funmi Omoburiu. On the program today, we're going to be looking at shareholders' engagement as an important tool of corporate governance. Shareholders' engagement as an important tool of corporate governance. Don't forget, ICSAN, that's the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, is a leading recognized professional body in Nigeria dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. Our guest on the program this morning is Mrs. Ololade Olude, FCIS. She's member, Publicity and Advocacy Committee. She's also Company Secretary and Head of Legal, JMG Limited. Good morning, Mrs. Olude.
Good morning, Fumi. Good morning, listeners.
All right, thank you. Good to have you on the program.
Thank you.
All right, on the program also this morning, let me say, okay, Mr. Kaide Ketefe is here every week, FCIS, Head of Research, ICSAN. Good morning, Mr. Ketefe.
Good morning, Fumi. Good morning to you, all our listeners.
And I should say Happy New Year to Akumefula Ojiji. Good morning, Ojiji.
Good morning, Fumi. Good morning, listeners. Nice to be here again.
Okay, Akumefula Ojiji is Senior Manager Operations, ICSAN. We're going to take this message. When we come back, we'll go into the discuss for the day.
Hey, Obinna, good to see you. You look so worried. Is everything all right? I'm having serious issues in my company, balancing the interests of my company's many stakeholders like shareholders, management, customers, financiers, government, and communities giving us a problem. That has to do with corporate governance. Exactly. Then, you need to get in touch with ICSAN. ICSAN? Yeah, Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. They provide you with seasoned and top-ranking professionals trained to uphold the standards of corporate governance and efficient operations. You can also get in touch with ICSAN if you want to become a Chartered Secretary and Administrator. Contact ICSAN by visiting the website www.icsan.org or call 009 06 601 69. ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals.
All right, like I said earlier, we're looking at shareholders' engagement as an important tool of corporate governance. Mr. Olude, let's look at shareholders' engagement. What do we mean by this?
Yes, for me, shareholders' engagement is a method by which shareholders can express or communicate their views, concerns, their ideas to the board. Shareholders' engagement has to do with creating a platform or giving the shareholders the opportunity to make input or to have a say in their company, in the way their business or their own company is being run or managed.
Okay, now this phenomenon, what's its role in the context of corporate governance? That's the shareholders' engagement. Yes,
you see, the participation of shareholders is an essential aspect of corporate governance. The role of shareholders' engagement is to align the interests of shareholders with other stakeholders, most especially the management or the board. The shareholders' expectations include accountability of the board to the shareholders, openness in communication by the board with the shareholders, and minimizing the agency problems and conflict of interest between the directors and the shareholders.
Okay, let's look at the effective ways that shareholders' engagement can drive our corporate objectives.
Yes, before going into that, I would want to say it is important to understand the benefits and opportunities that can result from engaging shareholders, such as establishing a respectful relationship, increasing transparency, and developing a rapport, between the parties, that's the shareholders and the company. So effective shareholders engagement creates an opportunity for better clarification of the company's objectives to the board. It is important to state that the shareholders are the original set of people that conceive the objectives of the company. So having effective communication with them will make those corporate objectives more easily achievable by the board.
All right. Let's look at a Nigerian context or in corporate Nigeria. Would you say that practice of shareholders engagement has reached the desired level?
In a way, until recently, shareholders have been unsatisfied with communication gap between them and the management. So this dissatisfaction brought about a lot of shareholders' activism. So as corporate governance over the years, as it evolves, the communication gaps are being breached and shareholders are now more expressive. In fact, there's a recent trend of shareholders demanding personal interaction with directors and not just their portfolio managers or members of the management team. This reflects a new era in corporate governance. And also with the emergence of shareholders association in public companies, who are also the frontliners of shareholders engagement, it is my view that the practice of shareholders engagement in corporate Nigeria has dramatically improved compared to the last 1 or 2 decades. However, there's always room for improvement.
Okay, of course,
Yes.
that's one of the largest rooms in the world. All right, let's look at a provision of, the Nigerian code on the code on corporate governance. The board should develop a policy that ensures appropriate engagement with shareholders, and the policy should be hosted on the website of the company. Let's look at this requirement of hosting on the company's website. Why is it necessary?
That's a very good question. And that actually refers to Principle 22 of the code. It is necessary to make the policy public because it will serve as a source of reference for the shareholders. It will enhance the accountability of the board. Also, it will ease monitoring of compliance by both the regulator and the shareholders. So it's quite necessary to have it public or publicized.
Now, under the code, the board is enjoined to encourage shareholders to monitor its conformance to the code. Do you think this is another mechanism for accountability?
Yeah. The Shareholders Association are independent bodies having their own corporate structures.
Okay.
So they are meant to represent and protect shareholders or the investors' interests. Ordinarily, they are to act in the best interest of shareholders. However, due to human tendencies, there are possibilities of compromise on either side, whether on the side of the company or the association itself.
Okay.
So it's imperative that the dealings, the company dealings with these shareholders associations are done as openly as possible, transparent, carrying along all stakeholders that are involved in the company, notwithstanding their shareholding in the company. So it's important.
What advice would you give corporations on shareholders' engagement? Advice that you give corporations on the shareholders' engagement?
For me, I would advise that number one, the company should develop shareholders engagement policy that ensures appropriate engagement with shareholders. This cannot be overemphasized. The policy must be hosted as stated in the code, on the company's website. The company would also encourage shareholders, especially the institutional shareholders, to monitor the company's level of compliance with this code and to also positively influence the standard of corporate governance and promote value in the companies that they invest in. The company should create other forum where they can meet with shareholders and not just wait until AGMs. When during AGM, the shareholders are already agitated. They're already angry with the directors. They are not happy with the dividend declined. So that is not a good forum to meet with them. So for companies, they should look for other ways they can have meetings with shareholders. Call them into their offices. Their representatives. They can have a tour around the company. Just to make them feel at home and feel wanted. It's better that way. It shows that they have genuine interest of their shareholders at heart, and not just the way it is on paper.
No. All right. Thank you, Mrs. Olude.
Yes,
Mr. Ketefe, let me come to you for some announcements.
Thank you very much, Fumi. This announcement is on the training coming up in the ICSAN virtual training series. The topic of the training is Understanding Enterprise Risk Management Framework, a corporate governance tool. The training is coming up on Thursday, March 18, 2021 at 10 a.m. prompt. It's going to be held by virtual method. The training is meant for top executives saddled with risk-related responsibilities and regulators, and specifically it will benefit managing directors/CEOs, chief financial officers, corporate secretaries, senior accountants, internal and external auditors, chief risk officers, security and exchange commission officials, and other officials of regulatory authorities. By attending this course, participants will gain knowledge and competencies and skill to gain a better understanding of the role of company secretaries, directors, and senior executives in overseeing, understanding, and leveraging risk management. They will be able to apply scalable templates for risk management plans, risk registers, and risk assessment matrices for initiative and functions of core risk areas, credit, market, and operational matters. They will also understand this risk exposure in relation to the company's overall core business operations. And furthermore, they will gain a better understanding of the primary questions to ask risk management heads during the oversight process. We all know risk management is a cardinal responsibility of the board of directors, while actual execution is often delegated to audit or risk and governance committee. So a number of governance professionals also have roles to play. This is a call that will appeal to everyone in governance sector. The participation fees are as follows. For members of the institute, 45,000 naira. Non-members, 50,000 naira. For more information on this training, please call Oyeniyi on this number, 080-61-524-764. Please call Oyeniyi on this number, 080-61-524-764. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gigi.
Yeah, thank you very much, Fumi. The Institute invites all members and all listeners to its 2021 MCPE, scheduled to hold on Tuesday, 30th of March 2021 at the Nigerian Bar Association, Port Harcourt branch, opposite Port Harcourt City Local Government Bank Road in Rivers State. The time is 10 a.m. The topics and the facilitators are as follows. 1. Investment and financial opportunities in the current political and socio-economic climate by Dr. Emeka Onachukwu, who is the founder, lead consultant, Develop Your Consulting, and also a former president of the Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture. The second topic is on statutory regulations and compliance issues today, the practicability and challenges by Dr. Adebola Ogumba, who is the company secretary legal advisor, Alcon Construction Nigeria Limited. The third topic is CAMA 2020, implications for company secretaryship and boardroom affairs by Dr. Pere Owe Subai, who is the senior lecturer, company law, Niger Delta University. The participation fee is as follows. Members, 35,000. Students, 30,000. Non-members, 40,000. For those who want to participate virtually, they have to pay the sum of 20,000. There's an early bird rate that of 10% for physical attendees only, and the early bird ends on Friday, 19th March 2021. This MCP attracts 5 credit points. For further information, please call Ojiji on 080-23-783-043. I take it again, 080-23-783-043. We look forward to your attendance as it promises to be richly rewarding. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ujiji, for that. I have to say a very big thank you to everyone who's been here this morning. Thank you, Mrs. Ololade Oludi, FCIS, Member Publicity and Advocacy Committee, and also Company Secretary and Head of Legal, JMG Limited. It's wonderful for having you on the program this
Thank you
morning.
very much. Thank you for having me.
And also Mr. Kayode Ketefe, FCIS, Head of Research, ICSAN. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you on the program.
My pleasure too.
Okay, and also Mr. Akumi Fula Ujiji, FCIS, Senior Manager Operations, ICSAN. It's wonderful for having you on the program.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and of course, Corporate Governance Platform returns next week, Wednesday, 10:15 a.m. right here on Equate 9.7 FM. I am Funmi Omoburiowo. Enjoy the rest of the day.